Good afternoon, everyone. Today I am going to tell about molecular basis of carcinogenesis. So basically, it is a very vast topic. So I have tried to concise as much as is possible. So first of all, we will study what is the basic principle for transformation to a neoplastic cell. A normal cell has a regulated growth, but a neoplastic cell has an unregulated growth. And there can be some mutation. And for a tumor, the mutation should be non-lethal. If the mutations are lethal, the cell will die and will not proceed to next cell cycle. But if these are non-lethal, the cell will survive and retain these mutations and will proceed to cancer. So there are some regulators of cell cycles like proto-oncogenes, tumor suppressor genes, pro-apoptotic, anti-apoptotic, and DNA repair genes. These are few examples of these genes. So we will try to study these genes. So the results of mutations can be gain of function mutation and a loss of function mutation. And if there is mutation in proto-oncogenes, they will change into oncogenes. So there will be a gain of function mutation and this will increase the proliferation of cells. Same is with your anti-apoptotic genes, in which there is a gain of function mutation. So the neoplastic cell will not die and it will retain those mutations to next cell cycle. And there is a tumor suppressor gene, it can have loss of function mutation. So it will not suppress the cell growth and so the mutations will pass on. Proto-oncogenes are different types of proto-oncogenes are there, like growth factors, growth factor receptors, there are signal transducers, and finally there are transcription factors. Growth factors, there are certain examples there are like your platelet-derived growth factors and their receptors are also there. And in signal transducers we have RAS genes. So we are discussing about RB gene, which is known as retinoblastoma. So it was discovered in retinoblastoma first time, so it is known as RB gene. It is a type of tumor suppressor gene, and in this diagram you can see how RB gene is regulating cell cycle. So basically what happens is that growth factor binds to growth factor receptor on cell and it activates transducer protein, which is your RAS protein. It will activate certain transcription factor and which will lead to the synthesis of your cyclin-dependent kinases. These cyclin-dependent kinases will bind to cyclins, and we should know that cyclins are already present in the cell. They are always present in the cell. So cyclins will bind with cyclin-dependent kinases and phosphorylates RB protein. The phosphorylation of RB protein is important because RB protein is holding your E2F. E2F is necessary for transcription of certain proteins which will be required to take the cell from G1 to S. So there will be phosphorylation of RB protein and the cell will proceed to S phase. There is defect in RB gene or there is defect in your RB protein, the cell can proceed into cancer cell. The example is HPV, human papilloma virus, which secretes certain proteins, E7 proteins in the cancer of cervical cancer, which blocks RB domain for E2F, and RB cannot suppress cell growth and it will lead to cancer. Next is a very important gene, P53 gene, which is also known as guardian of your genome, because P53 regulates whether the cell will go further or not. If there is any DNA mutation, P53 will check it and it will inhibit the DNA to replicate and it will activate certain DNA repair mechanisms. If DNA is not repaired, if the cell is not capable of doing that, it will activate BAX pathway or apoptosis pathway. BAX will bind to BCL2 and it will lead to caspases activation and it will lead to apoptosis. So P53 is very important, and the example here is also HPV virus, in which HPV is secreting certain proteins like E6 into the cervical cells and which binds to P53 and it can lead to cancer. The importance of P53 genes also comes under when we are giving radiotherapy. So what we do in radiotherapy is we are trying to activate this P53 gene. So certain cells are more active to radiotherapy and certain are not. So P53 is a crucial part for that. Next is our pro-apoptotic and anti-apoptotic genes. So there are two examples I have taken. There are several examples also, BCL2 and PAX. BCL2 is your which is inhibiting your apoptosis, so it is anti-apoptotic gene, and PAX is your pro-apoptotic gene. So there should be a perfect balance for a cell to be in homeostasis. If the balance is not there, the cell may go into neoplasm or cancer. BCL2 is increased and PAX activity is decreased, the cell will definitely go into cancer cell and it will lead to neoplasm. So what the BCL2 is doing here is stabilizing mitochondrial membrane and it will avoid the leaking of caspases. So if caspases are not leaked, then apoptotic pathway is not activated. But on the other hand, I have already told you in this pathway that p53 is activating your Bax protein. So when p53 activates the Bax protein, it will lead to production of more Bax proteins, and Bax will bind to BCL2 and it will lead to apoptosis. So this is another pathway in which there should be a balance of pro-apoptotic and anti-apoptotic genes. Next is the DNA repair mechanism. If cell is failed to repair the DNA, the cell will definitely go into mutations and it will lead to cancer. So there are basically three types of mechanism of DNA repair. One is your NER, nucleotide excision repair. One is your recombinational repair, which is also known as homologous recombinational repair. And last is your mismatch repair. So in the example I have given nucleotide excision pair, there is any UV light, it can lead to their problem in the DNA, and the example is the xeroderma pigmentosum, in which there is a defect in NER. Next is a recombinational repair or homologous recombinational repair, in which defect can lead to breast cancer. The example of genes are BRCA1 and BRCA2. And next is your hereditary non-polyposis colorectal cancer, which is basically a defect in your mismatch repair mechanism of DNA repair. There can also be a defect in telomerase enzyme. That telomerase enzyme is synthesized extensively in the cell, and this can lead to cancer because telomeres are decreased with every replication. So if telomeres are retained for a long time, the cell will continue in the cell cycle and more mutation will be there. So this is the end of the presentation. Thank you. Questions? More prone to?
Which tumors are they more prone to develop? Patients with xeroderma pigmentosum.
Xeroderma pigmentosum. Which mutations mutations in DNA repair genes, like nucleotide excision repair is defected NER.
So which tumors are more prone in this condition?
Skin tumors.
Yeah. So can you name some?
I'm sorry.
Can you name some skin tumors?
Melanoma and basal cell carcinoma of the skin, and squamous cell carcinoma.
So you had mentioned about breast carcinoma. So which genes are associated with breast carcinoma and which group do they belong to?
Ma'am, BRCA gene are associated with it, and they are part of your DNA repair mechanism system. They try to find the defect in the DNA and try to correct it.
So which is more commonly associated with hereditary breast carcinomas?
Ma'am, hereditary breast carcinoma is BRCA2.
Can you name a syndrome? Which is the most popular cancer-associated gene?
P53.
So can you name a syndrome?
Leaf from Mani syndrome. Leaf from Mani syndrome.
Okay.
Thank you.